Hiya, I'm Jasper, and welcome to your video review for Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, and the Cradle of Life, aka Tomb Raider 2. So, as always, I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the furry. To start with the furry, if you've seen After Earth and those things, there's a little bit of that, but that's kind of about it. So, moving on to the good and the bad. So, this is a movie starring Angelina Jolie, a dude who was a bad guy in a bunch of films in that era, and Gerard Butler. So, did you like the first one? Then you'll like this one. Sorry, I'll give you a little bit more than that. But essentially, the same characters that survived the first one, link for my review in the description down below. But all the characters that survived the first one that we know and love are back in this one. And then we also add in Gerard Butler and Djimon Hounsou. Yeah. See any movie that he's in, he is fantastic. So, Gerard Butler plays basically some type of ex-lover of hers that betrayed her in some way, and he's in some prison cell that she's like, well, I need him in order to get the thing that was stolen to stop the world-ending apocalypse of some kind. So, she convinces the people to release him, and then they join together, and they team up on this wild adventure. What I will say is that this movie, it was as fun, but I think that they tried a little bit too hard. Like, I think that they went a little bit too far. I think the other one was a bit more fun, and in this one, they didn't have quite as much fun with it, and they leaned a little bit too hard into the series. So it's not too much, but just a little bit too hard, while also getting more ridiculous with some of the CGI things. So, right in the beginning 5 minutes, she gets trapped underwater, escapes the underwater, but she's way too far down to be able to make it up in her breath. So she cuts her arm, despite the fact that she's already bleeding in other places, to attract this shark over here, which she then punches underwater, and that causes it to go by her again, where she grabs onto it, and then it surfaces. I didn't realize that punching sharks make them surface, but good to know. I also didn't realize that you would have enough force under, many, I don't know, hundreds, dozens of feet of water to punch a shark hard enough to get it to not chomp you, and that you would be fast enough to do it before he bites you. But what do I know? I'm not Lara Croft. So, also the CGI of the shark was a little and that's the other thing, is that some of the CGI bits were a little and then they tried a little bit too hard with the fun action things. Like, there were times where they could have just done something a little bit more normal, and instead they were like, nah, let's turn this up to let's turn this up for everything that she does. Like, she could have just gotten in the back of a Jeep normally, but instead she's going to call this guy that wasn't even expecting her and say, like, stay straight, and then she's going to land from a parachute onto there, and then instead of just holding onto a rope as she's descending and shooting down at the bad guys, she's going to grip it with her feet, flip upside down, and fire towards them, because that's easier, I guess. I don't know. It wasn't quite as fun to me, because the storyline itself seemed a bit more in the feels. Like, last time she was having a bit more fun. This time, she had her fun moments, but I felt like the serious moments made the fun moments less fun, if that makes any sense. But still, a good movie overall. Like, I still enjoyed it. I appreciate ridiculous action sequences, and who doesn't like a good Gerard Butler film? I'm going to call it a Gerard Butler film, because any film that Gerard Butler's in is now a Gerard Butler film. I've decided this. But Angelina Jolie, amazing as always. Djimon Hounsou knocks it out of the park. The bad guy is good at his bad guy role, because he did that a bunch of times in that era. So yeah, fun time. Still would see it, but temper your expectations if you thought that it was going to be even better than the first one. I think the first one was better, but this one was still good. So, thumbs up. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you at the next one. Bye.